Hello and welcome to Party of the Geeks, and welcome to Malifaux Monday, part 2 today. So this is the second part of the Malifaux Monday for today, and this is an unboxing for the December Acolytes and the Essence of Power, which you've probably seen in the video I've done before this for Rasputina. So this is a video just showing you the unboxing and sticking them together. So we shall start with the small one, shall we? So we'll unbox the Essence of Power and see what's in there. It says.
You're making work of that.
Sorry, you can open that.
Okay.
Oh, there we go. So there's the picture on the back. So there is the actual model.
Very bizarre.
Cool. Comes with standard beveled base and the card for the Essence of Power. So I've got that guy there. So now we'll unbox the other one, then we'll stick them all together. The December Acolyte should have 3 models in. Come on then, you're making a meal of that.
It's because you're watching me.
Okay, everyone's watching you.
Make me feel
Or listening to you. You can do my best. I'm going to unbox it on camera, not play it though.
There we go.
There you go. So we get 3 bases in that. There's the single sprue with them all on. And the cards are in there. 3 cards I imagine. So look. So I notice you only get 2 cards, at least I think I've only got 2 cards, with the Wave 1 deck for these guys.
And you've got 3 there.
There's 3 there.
Yeah.
And the pictures are different. In the Wave 1 deck you get 2 of these cards and they're the same, I think it's that picture, twice, but one's got like a pink purple background and these 2 aren't there. So it's a bit different from what you get in the Wave 1. But then I think they used to be rare too, which is why you only got 2 cards. And I think they're now you can have as many as you want. Right, so let's put these guys together.
Right. So the first one I'm cutting out is this middle one. It's got December Acolyte number 1. So that's the first one I'm going to create, well, cut out for you.
Oops.
Oh.
There we go. So on the Kindle, the camera will pick that up. There we go, that's basically what we're doing. So those are the parts for each one. Each one's in its own little box on the sprue.
Yeah.
So we should be able to find out which is which. So we're going to be using this, and obviously you can watch how we're going to put them together. The bases, I'm just going to be green stuff in them. So I've got some green stuff there because I'm going to be doing them like Rasputina, which is just snow and a bit of ice, using a secret weapon, glass effect snow, and some of the Games Workshop ice shards in the sort of like Space Wolf scenic set. So what I'm going to do is just fill those with green stuff. I want to get rid of that lip on this, and I need it to look like the snow sort of built up a little bit rather than being indentated. Is that a word?
It is now.
Indentated. There you go. Plus it'll help stick the models to the base, which is a bonus. The Essence of Power, I am going to be using a one of the Micro Art Studio bases, one of these. I've had these about for a bit. There's only 5 in a box, so there isn't enough to do an entire crew, so these have been obviously sat around for a little bit. But as a one-off model, I'll be able to replace that with one of these. That's a better idea. Just pull the back off. Right. So there's a sewer one, which is not really appropriate for this. It's a nice flat street one, a street curb, which could be interesting. Street corner. Well, that's got a little bit of resin missing from it, so I have to green stuff into that. So I'm not going to use that one. And then there's a flat street one. So I'll probably use one of those too. Methinks. I'll see if what it looks like on those two bases before I decide. So that's two up there out of the way. So this is the first of the Acolytes. So we have legs. Then we have a 3-part cloak, is it?
Yeah, I think it is.
That's the fiddly bit.
Yeah, I wait till you see
Body.
the little arm.
And then we have head. I have to zoom in so people can actually see what we're doing now. It's that small.
Yeah, little arm.
Tiny crossbow.
Yeah. And then the tiniest hand on a like bow and arrow kind of quivery thing. That's gonna be piddly.
Right, so this is the bottom part of the cloak. So I think it's probably best to get this bit together first. So on here, it just shows it as a single piece. Is there any more instructions?
Oh, hang on. No, it's that one, isn't it?
Is that one?
Yeah.
Oh, you cut off number 2?
Yeah, no, I cut off number 1.
Right, but it's number 2
it's
on
number
the...
2 on there. Yeah.
Yeah, so not a big problem.
Yeah.
These of course are done free, so I'm not going to worry about that. So those 3 pieces of cloak will go together. So let's have a look. That bit is the top part, which connects to the body by the looks of it. So there should be a little flap on the back of the body. There is indeed. So those 2 bits are going to go together. But I'm going to have to use a knife to get some of that off, because there is no room for any movement on this. And then those 2 parts will go like that, and that will make up like the lower part of the garment. So let me just clean these up and I'll be back with you in a moment.
So how are you doing there?
Yep, so now that I've got rid of all the extra flash, these 2 bits go together there. Somehow. They are flush, I've checked them before I bleed them. They're dry fitting. So that goes like that. And then these 2 bits are 2 halves in their own right. So just a bit of glue along the edge of that.
They are nice looking models again. They look interesting.
Yeah, they're very well detailed.
Yeah. A bit piddly to put together.
Yep. They take a bit more skill than the Games Workshop models to put together. There is the other part of like the cloaky bit. What do you call it? A cloak? What do you call it? Like a coat?
Coat, I would
it's
say.
like a long
yeah.
coat,
It's
isn't
like
it?
a
You call
long
it a cloak. So I'm going to get one of the bases and I'm going to super glue the feet. I'm going to leave those little bits of flash on the feet because they're going to go into the green stuff and help stick it on. There we go, and I'm happy to report that this one at least fits on its base.
Just.
There you go. They're so delicate looking, these ones.
They are actually. They're very thin and spindly.
Okay, so this one, the top part then connects to there. The top connects to the bit of that, and this bit should go over the legs like that. There we go.
Ah, clever.
I didn't even try and fit that on then. Right, so we're going to glue that bit on. That went on nice and easy. Watch it not do it again. It's always what happens. Goes on and you're like, I glue it. No, it went on that time. That's cool. So you can see the flowingness of the coat. There's a lot of detail in these models. So next, put the body on, torso. There we go, got it. So there's a little indentation coming back there. I don't know if you can quite see that on the camera. There's a line. That line denotes where the cloak actually is. So that fits on like that. So get some glue on there. See if we can do it again. Is that on? Let me take a closer look at that. I believe it's slightly out. There we go. So we're on now, so we're left with that. Okay. So next up is we have a quiver which goes on the back, and there's a little line type notch there, which then will fit into that hole on the back, and it should also connect to a hand joint because you're pulling something out.
Pulling an arrow out.
Pulling an arrow out. And our other hand, which is tiny, there, will go on the other arm, and then that attaches to that, and then we have the head, which is also tiny, which kind of looks like an assassin there.
We do actually.
Really
They've got
cool.
like little scarves over their faces.
You can see how small that is there. So the next part should be pretty straightforward, apart from that bit maybe. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to stick that bit on because I've got to take a bit of flash off that and a bit off there as well with the knife, and I'll be back with you. Okay, so there we have the arm. And for that I actually just glued the back on, the hands actually glued on that, and the head went on. So the last bit on this one being this delicate arm and this thing.
A crossbow.
Yeah. Which will go, obviously, one side's got the arrows on top, so that will be the top of the crossbow. And that seems to fit onto the smallest indentation in the world, which you just make out there. So I'm going to clean this up and I'm going to stick the arm on. So that is the arm. And that. And the last piece being the crossbow. I'm going to wait for the arm to dry and then I'm going to stick that on. As I said, it goes arrow side up, so it should go on like that. I'm going to have to do this off camera because it's too fiddly at this distance to get anywhere near that. So I'll be back with you after a lot of screaming and shouting. There we go. That was actually a lot quicker than I was expecting. You might want to use a pair of tweezers to put that on if you might find that a bit easier to use tweezers with a lot of the Malifaux stuff. So there we go, that is the first of the December Acolytes done, which looks really cool. So now we'll move on to the next one. Okay, so the next one made up of the next set of legs, the lower part of the coat, the torso and the head are all one piece on this one, which is kind of looking over her shoulder. A harpoon gun, she looks amazing. And we've got a bunch of harpoons, and then her other arm, which is this one. Again, I'm going to start with the legs, and I'm going to super glue them to the green stuff on the base. Okay, like so. And then I'm going to stick on the lower part of the coat. Again, you're going to probably want to use a crafting knife to clean these up before you start sticking them together. So then we have that, and then there's a little square groove there, and at the bottom of the torso there is a little square slotted part there. So those two bits will go together. Like that. Next up we have okay, so the quiver, which has got harpoons in, so I don't know if it is classed as a quiver anymore. A harpoon holder, whatever that is. Goes on the back. There's a little square bit there and a little square peg there. That's where that marries up. So it needs to go on. Her arm, this one here, needs to go onto there, and there's like a little space where the shaft of one of these spears, harpoons, is. That needs to go on like that, and then attach to her arm there. So I'm going to go and do that. I'll be back with you when that's done. Okay, and there we go. So the last part of this acolyte is the other arm, which is the harpoon arm, which will go on like so. So I'll do that and be back with you. And there we go. Pew! So as Claire said, that's probably going to break her arm, it's that heavy. But it looks awesome.
It's just how thin her arm is, and
But
a heavy.
Thick that harpoon
Yeah, it's and it defies a little bit of logic there.
Yeah, that would really hurt to hold up for very long, especially to aim.
Yeah, especially if you missed. That would be a bit annoying.
No. And you got these ropes attached to the harpoons as well.
Mm.
Cool. So we'll move on to the last of the December acolytes. Okay, so the last one. Here's the legs on the last one. She's kind of jumping up. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to stick it together before I stick it to the base.
I was going to say
otherwise we're going to be here forever.
Yeah.
I'm going to do is stick on the cloak part, or coat, lower part of the coat. That's going to go on first.
Mm-hmm.
I think it goes that way around. So that goes on there, approximately like that. Let's get it right. So it actually goes on there like that, so it's actually coming forward a bit. So it's like she's jumping back away from something. At least that's the motion of it. Okay. And with the torso, which again is complete with the head. If we go on top of that, there's a slight line there, which denotes the line on there, little lip. So that's going to go on. Okay, so there we go. So it's like she's sort of like jerking this all backwards away from something, or leaping into position. So that's that bit. I'm going to leave that to set now for a couple of minutes, fully, for that plastic glue to harden. So let's look at the rest of the pieces. So we have another harpoon gun there. We have our other arm there. And then we have this, which I presume is like the rope coming off the harpoons. At least it was on the other one.
It looks like it.
And then we have the, well, we didn't say what it was called, did we? Like a quiver of harpoons. So I'm going to give that a couple of minutes just to set, and then I'm going to stick these parts on. Back. Okay, so we're back. Next we're going to do this arm. So there's a little lip on that arm, and then joining a lip on that bit there. So those two bits are going to get stuck together like that. Again, she must be like super strong. So again, because it's quite fiddly, I'm going to leave that to set. I'm back with you in a moment. Okay, so we'll now attach the second arm, which goes there. So next we'll put on the arm, the other arm. So there's a little slot in the back there. Her arm's going down, and then there's like a little groove at the back where the this bit's going to go. And it also is going to groove into the arm as well. So you have to put that in quite precisely, and it'll go in there. So let me glue that on and I'll show you. Okay, so hopefully you can see that on the camera. Just leaves that groove there. So I'm going to let that dry, and then I should be back with you in a second. Okay, so there's a little slot there, and a little bit on the back there which goes in, and that goes in at that angle, so the spikes are actually pointing upwards as opposed to down, like that. Now it leaves us with one final piece, which is this, and now we just need to figure out what that goes on to. Okay, so we've stuck that bit on there, which is just underneath the fur collar, just where the harpoons connect to the top of the arm. Hopefully you can see that on there, which looks most like the picture on the box, which I'll show you now, which is there from the front, and there on the back. You see it connects to the top of the arm there, just in front of the harpoons, and there it looks like it's come from underneath the fur collar. You can see that. It's quite confusing because the instructions online show it sort of attaching to a belt, which is in completely the wrong place. But I'm pretty convinced that the box art's correct. So I'm going to let that dry, and then I'm going to attach it to the green stuff. I'm going to glue that on and make sure she's stuck, and then we're going to move on to the old Essence of Power. Okay, so the Essence of Power, here is the instructions for this, so you can see it. There's a lot going on here for a totem. So we'll probably start by sticking the body to the torso, top torso to the lower body to the leg, arms, head, and then see where we are with that. Okay, so let's get the parts. Okay, so here's all the parts off the sprue. So we'll start with the lower leg the lower part of the body and the upper torso, and there's a little bit of a block there, which the torso has a little block tab on it. So that sticks on in a very painful looking bent over position.
It's like trialling out for the gymnastics or something.
So next we'll put on the other leg. And that's the top half of it there. So that just goes into that area just behind the knee. Like that. So yeah, very painful. So next we'll put the head on. Head, there it is.
Very
So
small.
I'm just going to take a little bit of flash off there, and then I'm going to attach it onto the neck piece. So I'll be back in a second. So there is the head on that. And somebody's like grinning or grimacing.
I think there's stuff coming out of his mouth, isn't there? So
Yeah.
that's what the holes might be for.
So we've got the arms on next. They seem to fit on both the same into these bits here. So I'll put them on. So that's the body complete. So next we need to do these flames. So there's one coming out of his mouth and one coming out of each eye. And it appears to be this one coming out of this eye here, which would be his right eye, and this one coming out of the left eye there. And that comes out of his mouth and should fit in that like that. So I'm going to stick these three together and show you what it looks like together. So there we go. See that? So the next part is go look back on the instructions. With this bit here, which is kind of attached to, and then we attach that to that. We attach that bit to the side of his body, and hopefully it'll all be together. So let's have a crack at that. Okay, so this bit, the larger of the add-on bits go at the back of that, smaller bit goes there to create this section. Then this guy seems to want to connect to it somehow, so I'll have to get that in position. There's a groove that he seems to go into, kind of, so I'm going to have to fit that into position. And then around the other side goes this, which I assume will fit onto there somehow. But I'll have to get it all together and tell you in a second. Okay, so that small part fits around his leg. His arm goes behind that bit there. So you got one arm stuck around that side, one arm around the other. So that's the point where you realise that you may not have stuck the arms on correctly. Luckily, it seems to have gone on okay. Surprisingly as well, I was expecting this to be worse. So the last piece is apparently this. I'm going to wait for this to dry on before I start to fiddle about with it, so I shall be back with you in a moment. Okay, so the final bit just goes on that, which kind of surrounds him with this flames. You see that? There was a little hole which looked like something fit into it. I don't know whether I've cut that bit off or not, but there was nothing apparent. So the hole's just a bit of a decoy maybe. nevertheless it goes on pretty easily. So there's a bit of thing on the foot I have to clear up, and then I have to figure out how to attach him to this base. But that is in essence the power of essence. Yeah, essence of power even. I didn't think that through that sentence. Sorry about that.
Did you really?
No. Right. Okay, so we'll be back when I figured out how to stick him to his base. Okay, so here we are, and this is my solution, is to pin it and then cover the pin in green stuff to make it look a bit like the essence itself is spurting up. So what I'm going to do is, when that's dry, I'm going to put a bit more green stuff on just to work it in, and it looks a bit like it's hovering above then, rather than falling off like he is doing. There we go. So I need to wait for this to dry now, but in essence that, I'm not saying it again, didn't say it before, that is it. Cool. So what do you think?
It'd be interesting models to put together then.
Yeah, quite good.
Yeah.
But yeah.
That's a really fiddly one, that one.
Yeah, it is. So I need to hold that in place. And then we have the acolytes here. That guy's just going to keep moving.
Yep, he's swirling around.
It's meant to do that, obviously.
Yeah. Right,
so cool. So
cool.
Thanks for watching this video. You'll see these guys again when Rasputina faces Pandora. And you may have seen them again already because you'll have seen the Rasputina.
So gonna go.
Yeah, I'll fix him. I'll sort him out. You've seen the Rasputina video, which should already been up. So thanks for watching this one. Please like and subscribe. This has been an extra little bit of a bonus for Malifaux Mondays. And we'll see you soon.
See you soon.
Take care, guys.
Bye.
Bye.